Hey people, welcome to the Run Test. It's Kieran here, and I'm about to take the Veja Condor 3 Advanced for a first run. Well, it's actually my second run, but we're going to test it out and give you some early impressions on this new sustainable shoe, which is an update from Veja. Quick details first then, and the Veja Condor 3 Advanced stack sits at 37mm on the heel, 29mm on the forefoot for an 8mm drop. It weighs in at 11.5 ounces or 325 grams in my men's UK 9.5, that's a US 10. And on price, it's going to set you back £160 in the UK or $200 in the US. As with past generations, the Veja Condor 3 Advanced aims to tread a little lighter on the planet using more recycled or non-petroleum based materials like sugarcane EVAs for the midsole, recycled polyesters. So there's continuity there between this shoe and the last one, but that's not the only similarity. The update here, I think, is pretty minor on appearances at least. It's quite hard to tell the new Condor from the old Condor, but there are some important changes with the Condor 3 Advanced. What you've got is a shoe that's been redesigned to bring more responsiveness. Now, the big shift is the inclusion of an expanded EVA-based dynamic plate that replaces the L-foam cushioning plate in the original Condor 3. Now, this new dynamic plate aims to offer better stability, less deformation of the midsole, improved energy return. So essentially what you're getting is increased rigidity to add a bit more stability and dynamism to the ride. More on whether it lives up to that a little bit later. But up top, Veja has stuck with engineered mesh uppers that look identical to the Condor 3, though the lacing has been widened by 5mm for a better fit. It's also simpler with fewer eyelets. The heel collars still offer medium padding. The gusseted tongues are still flat and wrapping, with an inner kind of half booty wrap into the forefoot. When you flip them over, the outsole also looks identical to the Condor 3 with a really good covering of rubber and some little studs here to boost the traction for sort of multi-terrain ability of the shoe. But Veja says it's improved one thing, the abrasion resistance, which basically translates to a better outsole durability. So then, first run in the Veja Condor 3 Advanced. I've actually done 2 runs. I did a 6 mile nice and easy, steady run up to the Hyde Park runners earlier in the week. And I'm just finished off doing a 5.5 where mixed the paces, did some around 7:20s, did some slower. And then at the end there, I did a few 200-meter intervals just to see what the top pace was like in the shoe. Overall, I think what you're getting here is a very similar shoe to the Condor 3. Not a lot has changed. There is some tweaks to the midsole setup, which has made this, it's kept the cushion, it's kept that nice softness that you've got, which was often missing when you're looking at shoes that are using sugarcane based EVAs, which can come in really quite firm. When you look at the Allbirds shoes or some of the other rivals that you've got here in this kind of sustainable shoe area, they can come up quite blocky. Now the Veja Condor 3 did change that. It came in with a softer midsole, and that stays here. It is really nicely soft, it's really cushiony. The thing that has changed though is there is a little bit more energy in the return. There's a bit more pop to the shoe, getting a bit more spring, there's a bit more immediacy or a bit more kind of energy to the return. Basically, when you're moving a bit faster, this shoe can go a bit faster from a midsole perspective. The problem comes really in the shoe is still quite heavy, it's still big on the foot. Actually, Veja advised me to go a size up. So what I've got on my feet is actually a UK 9.5. I'd usually run in a UK 8.5, and it feels at least, you know, yay big in the toe. So that isn't helping with that feeling kind of precise energy that you're going to get from some daily trainers. You know, again, I'm recently coming from the Vomero, which has got a big stack of soft cushion, but it does have, there's a slimness to it and a precision to it and agility to it that you're getting with the cushion. Here you're just getting the cushion really, and it's all a bit heavy, which I think restricts the shoe really from making it a shoe that I would want to go faster in. As a low and slow and easy cushion shoe, from those early runs I've done, it's got all the hallmarks of, you know, it's got real good cushioning and protection, quite smooth, quite easy, bit of energy. You know, it's got the hallmarks of a good recovery day or easy day shoe. I just would like to see a bit more versatility. So I don't know whether that will come with a size down, but from those first runs, it is lacking a bit as you kind of move up through the gears. Now, other things to say generally about how it feels on the foot, it's got big padded heel collars. You've got this kind of thin wrapping tongues. That's a kind of classic setup we're seeing here, where you get nice cushioning in the heel padding, but you've gone for weight-saving, minimal kind of wrapping tongues. You've got lock laces, which is a nice detail. The mesh uppers, they're quite thick, but they're quite flexible. Because this is a bigger size, I've got plenty of room in the toe box, almost too much Lockdown feels okay though, it feels fairly secure, but I do feel like I'm swimming around in that bigger size. But overall, I think from those first early runs, this is going to be one of those shoes where you go, okay, it can do a job, it's perfectly competent, it's got some nice detail to it, it's got some nice soft cushioning to it, which you don't get from a lot of the eco shoes, and that's a big step on, but I'm just not sure it's going to be doing enough when you start to put it up against some of the other rival shoes. So just a quick sum up of those first impressions then, from doing about 11.5 miles in the Veja Condor 3 Advanced. Minor changes here, pretty much the same drill. It does feel just as cushioned as the last one. There is a little bit more response to it. There's a bit more energy when you're kind of moving through your kind of transitions. So it feels cushioned and comfortable. There's a bit of spring to it, but overall it's still kind of a heavy shoe. And so I like the Veja Condor 3 when you put it up against some of the rival eco shoes. The big question is, how does it stack up when you put it up against regular shoes? Is there enough here for people to want to buy this shoe over the kind of petroleum based shoes, all the other good classic shoes? That's always going to be the challenge for the more sustainable shoes until they can get to that mark. I'm going to reserve judgment on that until I've done more miles in this shoe, but I think from a midsole ride point of view, I think it's taken a few more steps along. At the moment my head is saying I'm not quite sure that it's still doing enough to make me want to swap it out for shoes that are probably going to come in a bit cheaper and have a bit more versatility and performance, like the Vomero 16, like a Pegasus 41, like an Asics Nova Blast 5, Brooks Glycerin 22, all these kind of shoes. There's so many shoes in this space that want to play in that kind of soft cushion daily space that it's highly competitive, and so it has to be quite a special shoe to really stand out. So there you have it. That's been my first run in the Veja Condor 3 Advanced. We're doing more testing for the full review. We will put it through lots more types of runs. We'll do a bit more speed, we'll do a bit more kind of long, because I've only done probably up to about an hour, and I will take them up to sort of 90 minutes as well. In the meantime, if you're looking for good daily trainers, I'm going to pop a video on the channel now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell, do all of those things. Really helps us keep the channel going. Otherwise, I'm going to get out the way of this sort of sun setting bobbing in the background, go and get some food, and thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon on the run test. Happy running, people.